Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, civil society organizations, and other key stakeholders in the Youth Solutions Architect area. Under the National Youth Service, we have been tasked and been trusted by the government to facilitate various after-school support programs. Programs that deal with homework support, sports, creativity, agriculture, and business. We as youths have been trusted to serve the youth of Tovadin, like the ones you see at the back of me, with various programs that cover holistic youth upliftment. Thanks to your continued support, we are able to serve these youths. We are appealing to sponsors, appealing to donors to kindly support our after-school support program in the form of IT equipment, sports equipment, and so forth. Thank you very much that you guys have came to see what we do today, and we welcome you to our center. Are you ready to youths? Youths. Hola. Thank you. Shaba Father.
Okay, school engine shota manje bichitwala. Last number got the idupindu pala. Pull up in the trance in amatushukala. Etwala, bichitwala.
Okay, shota ngani masekika.
That's just notes for me.
What's good, my niggas? It's your boy B on another episode of the Elusive Podcast, baby. Got my homie Kalibo the Dawn.
It's your boy K_LIPO back again, baby.
Yeah.
It's been a while. We out here.
Feels so good to say the intro, man.
Yeah, it feels so good. It's been a while, man.
Hey.
Today we're students.
Hey.
We're students today.
Yeah.
We're students. I got Biggie. We've got Biggie, the founder of Yaps. You know, it was so nice. We had to do it twice. We're back again. Now he's got his own school, guys.
Oh, yes.
We're literally here. Look at the views.
This is actually the third time, bro.
The third time, actually. And it keeps on getting better and better.
Yeah.
You know, So, Khotmani, you can introduce yourself again.
Hola, guys. Thanks again for coming out the third time. Indeed, it's an impact and it's impactful. Welcome to Youth 3.0. The first interview we had, we were still working from home. Second interview, we had a small plot, and now we've got a multi-skill center tasked to service the youth of Mzansi with various skills that will help them uplift themselves. So welcome to the center, and thank you very much. Hola.
So it's good to be here.
Hey,
So it's good. Where do we even start, bro? I mean, can we start like on how you actually found this place and discovered the place? Yeah.
All right. There's a big problem in the country, especially in most communities whereby development already happened a long time ago. To find empty spaces, suburbs and those places, very difficult. So for youth-led civil society organizations, it's difficult for them to go to center because no access to land, no access to buildings. So we had to hustle and grind in order to find a place like this where the youth can be served in a dignified place. Because, sometimes I realize that my organization, sometimes I fail because we're not a community, but from a two-room shack or interjalo. So it doesn't really align with the vision and the dignity of youth. So we had to find a dignified place where the youth can come and also a space that's big enough for them to be able to do the various things. Like here we do agricultural skills training and so forth. So this place is a collaboration of sponsors and also from our savings. And then we hope that the government will in time come and join us in making this place very, very successful going further. But this is purely from donations and contributions from serious people who can see impacted youth in the community. Thank you.
I think the last time we had the interview, you did mention that you're working on this.
Yes,
so
yes.
how long did it take, really, to actually get here from where you were?
Okay, if I should give you a background of Youps, I think Youps started in 2016.
Yeah.
When we started to Youps. And then the reason why we started it is that we realized there's a big disconnect between youth and nature and youth and agriculture. And then also a big disconnect in the understanding for farming. So that's when we decided, you know what, we need to do something about this. So when we founded Youps in 2017, that was the base motivation. And then going forward, okay, not only is agriculture and environment challenges for youth, but there's various other things. That motivates us now, okay, let us venture, not only running a community project, but to grow into a fully fledged multi-skill center where various youth problems can be sorted out. in our, since 2017 until now, 8 years? It took me 8 years literally to get here. And as wonderful as we are doing, this is just the beginning.
Yeah. This is just the beginning of everything.
Yeah. So currently, as we speak, we are serving the youths of Cloverdene, Chief Albert Lituli, Crystal Park, and Mayfield. These areas are in need of solutions architect and youths because there's various challenges that leaves most youths even feeling hopeless in the community. Hopelessness being in a criminal record. What can I do? I've got so many children. Who's going to employ me? I haven't been to matric. What are my chances of being employed? So it's nice youth to come into this space to help change that narrative. So in the 8 years that we've been in existence, it hasn't been easy. But now we are on equal footing because the government has finally seen our efforts and even the community has finally seen our efforts. So as I said, this is the beginning. We are yet to let you know about many other wonderful things we're doing.
Just as you said, keeping the youth busy as well, because Njoba Ushiro, those places you mentioned, people get involved in criminal activities as well when they're not busy. So this is a very good platform and a place for people to keep themselves busy and also educate themselves as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
So and even the kids, the kids that were here, like right before we started, the soccer players.
Yes.
You could see like the hope in their eyes and in their faces because of what you're doing for them, you know. Can you speak on that and the soccer team? That
you know, when we talk about the holistic youth development, we are speaking more than just creative development, economic development, educational development, and psychosocial development. So under those 4 headings, we have created various programs that speak to those things. For example, as you guys were here earlier on, you realize this is the soccer team that you're trying to develop. These are basically kids that want to do more than roam the streets on the weekend. But as in ground that decent, no sporting facilities, so they often come to the center where they've got a safe space without people and such things. And then over and above that, we also offer after school support programs. Because as you know, in the country right now, we've got a big issue where I think our youths in grade 4 and the grade 4 level, they know how to read for the sake of reading, but not read to understand. So in the educational space, there's a big gap. And then that gap also further escalates beyond iskolo, because when these people finish school, there's something called a skills mismatch, where people finish schools and they go to varsities and study those courses, but those courses do not align with the vision of the country. So it's called a skills mismatch. So by developing these after-school support programs, focus on the homework support, indigenous games, agriculture, and business studies. Same aspect in TikTok as China, and then seeing what other maker centers and youth centers are doing in China. They don't only provide but also educational space. And over and above educational space, also a place where people can have psychosocial support services. You can come, you can come to us. Some kids in the community, they come to us, some pads and all those things. So these are the various challenges that you are facing. And then also extended to that, we've also got programs that are specifically targeted for teenager. You see, as the youths, we focus on a classification youth as well. We call them NEET youths. NEET is not employed, educated, or trained. And also above that, there's also a hopeless youth. So these youths are, you must remember, unemployment is, according to me, a state of mind. Or unemployment is a situation. These people who are unemployed now, especially the youths, these are people that can contribute a lot into the employment, the industrialization of the country, contributing their skills. They can also contribute a lot to paying tax. But now the opportunities are not given to them fully to be able to flourish and become good citizens that pay tax and are active in developing the country. So that's one of the other programs that we have. And then also, lastly, we have job placement programs. Those are now for youths that are in university or they've completed some sort of a course but do not have any opportunities for work, do not have any opportunities for job placings, for work experience and so forth. So those siyabathatha lawo youths lawa and then place a good job placing program yethu. Under that job placing program, we basically give them the skills, or we take them with their skills, and then we speak to private stakeholders, being a business, nama company around, to do job placements for this youth, you see, as a solution to unemployment. So that's what we do in a nutshell.
Yo, that's beautiful, man.
That's beautiful.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So with the job placement programs, you guys reach out to your connections and the people you know who.
Yes, with the job placement program, first we diversify our youths. There are youths that are skilled, right, in terms of they know how to use their hands. And then there are youths that are educated but can't find jobs. And then there are youths who are willing but there's nothing to do. So to deal with those three segmentations of the youth, one, we provide entry-level skills for the youth. For example, business development, how to start your business, how to run a car wash, and so things. Another thing we do is work readiness training, where we teach them, okay, now should you be employed, how would you conduct yourself in a work environment in terms of rights in the workplace, the violations that can happen in the workplace, because a lot of people are not clued up about that. So after training these youth and putting them through all those things, we partner with stakeholders within the community. ShopRite, now we've done retail seats now. They are ready to come and work in your shop because they've got that qualification. We place them there. For those abakut ngezandla, we go to the churches. Church, we understand there's a food security problem in the country. Here are youths that are willing to come and set up a food garden for you guys and then manage that garden. And then you guys do your contribution, you can give them something. We also focus on challenges like manje, as you see in the communities, but there's not enough skills for people who can sort that out. So we also have other programs like plumbing, where people are giving basic plumbing skills, where they can take those skills and go back to the community, provide solutions to the leaking taps, and also create employment for themselves. So that's basically how our job placing program works.
I think when it comes to agriculture, the biggest thing that specifically black youth has is the mentality of that it's only for white people who own farms and it's for white people or for people who stay in rural areas.
Yes,
so it's not very common in like urban areas for people to be into farming and agriculture and stuff.
You see, that is very, very true and very, very sad also.
Yeah.
And then this issue of agriculture is a very, 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 very burning issue currently in the country because, I mean, think about it today. Did you need a doctor today?
No.
Did you need a lawyer today? But definitely needed a farmer today because today you ate, right? And definitely namhlanje uzodinga i-farmer food because you need to eat still. But as needed as that skill is, the government is not paying enough focus into it. I mean, already manje, it doesn't make sense why agriculture is not reintegrated into the school system again, where kids are taught agriculture from school level. Because to address food security in the country, you need to go as far as abantwana, to teenager, to abantu abadala, to change that narrative. And then while doing that, you also need to focus on the media. You see, media has got a great contribution to this misinformation about the agriculture or this lack of appeal to youth agriculture. Because whenever you see in media, advertise agriculture, either amabunu, if amabunu, it's always elderly people who are running a project, but it's never youth that are into it. It's seen as one of those careers that are very dirty and that no one wants to do. But not knowing Gucci is the biggest industry that can change unemployment in the country and also the biggest industry in terms of business in the country.
Yeah, it is.
So should we as the youth start developing that interest in agriculture? I think even that narrative and that stigma is a change in the country. So because even if you start looking at beyond the schools, look at RDPs and how RDPs are spaced out. They don't even allow you to have a patch of grass at your house. So agriculture to black youths and black people has been dumbed down a lot. Mind you, food security is sustainable development goal number 2, which is a key priority in the country. Mara manje, the youths who are supposed to move into this industry and take over, they're not being empowered enough, stimulated enough, or being given the skills to. That is the problem.
That is true. And the youth of today needs stimulation, unfortunately. And I think programs like this are very important because now the youth of today, it's either you complain about unemployment, but you sit on your phone the whole day
Yes.
and you waste time.
Yes.
You know, with that time that you could be doing is doing something productive, like you know, bettering yourself with your
Yeah.
skills as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was facilitating an agripreneurship workshop last week.
Yes.
Agripreneurship is basically one program that we came up with that fuses the agriculture and entrepreneurship. Just to also try and get a understanding of the mindset of the youth. The youth of today, they were shocked last week, Mang Bachela Guti. You know, when we were registering companies when we were growing up, you had to literally walk to a Pretoria, to go to a Pretoria. We were register corner. Sometimes you can't register, not what. And so many challenges. But today, you can literally register a company. Today, you've got AI to assist you with business ideas and those things. But the youth are not fully taking advantage of those opportunities. Empowered as the youth seem with technology and such things, they do not know how to capitalize on it and they don't know how to use it adequately. I think that's a problem and also a good thing. A problem being, you know, if you look at TikTok from different countries, on those TikToks, you learn things like construction, welding, this, that. While Amanyama TikTok is all about just dancing and things that don't develop umuntu inside. So that becomes a problem. But with the responsible use of data and so forth, I think the youth can be much more effective. You see, yes, yes, but while they've got opportunities in this 4IR space to be effective. Gone are those days ukuthi fanu hambe uyohambisa CV ngesandla. You can send it digitally. Gone are those days ukuthi makuphuma ama-business opportunities and those things fanu uzwe ngomuntu. You can access it digitally. So you see how functional the digital space is, but just the youth doesn't know how to utilize that power properly. You see, that's the issue.
Would you say it's systematic, the way government is failing civic society, especially specifically the youth? It's systematic in the work on.
Yes, it's very systematic because a youth policy kicked in 2020. And then when that policy kicked in, remember we had the COVID, right? So when we had the COVID, 3 years of that policy was lost. Part and parcel of that policy, you solve a solution, or create a solution for the youth. 370. 370 is an initiative by the Department of Social Development to further help the youth. But that youth is that solution, 370, doesn't help much. So carrying on where I left off, I mean, when the youth policy kicked in 2020, 3 years of that policy was lost to COVID. And then 2024, most government entities and most private entities, they don't have money to boost this policy because now COVID relief fees need to be paid back. All those loans from overseas bodies and organizations, they need to be paid back. So fast tracking now to 2025. Now it looks like the youth policy is kicking in. But as much as it's supposed to kick in, we have a challenge whereby some youths, they've given up. They are hopeless. Some are complaining about various government entities, corruption, lack of support. Other reasons are youths that are hopeless, not wanting to register businesses anymore. It's a whole thing, a whole spectrum of things that are causing this systematic approach to Ifela youth. Looking into civil society, the government is using us as a platform to change a whole lot of issues within the community that are affecting youth. Because remember, I'm an NGO, nama civil society organizations, they are the ones who live within the communities. They are the ones who are in touch with the intricate realities of the community. But yet, as much as youth-led society or youth-led civil society organizations are encouraged, it becomes so difficult for them to flourish. One, access to land is a problem. Meaning, here you are with this wonderful NPO wanting to change things in your community, but mafuna iland or building to operate from, it's a problem. That hampers the youth. Two, when you're looking for the much needed government support, there's also issues there. It's either red tape or too much legislation or policy. You understand? So it causes frustration on frustration on frustration on frustration on frustration for the youths. And then that last issue of a mismatch. I mean, look at how many matrics are going through the matric system every year, bapasa. But most of them bakata skills mismatch or having skills that are not relevant to the times where we are in now. Right now we are speaking about fourth industrial revolution, meaning everything is digitalized, everything is computerized, which is a good thing, because now that means the world is getting easier. But what about Omtana Wasekasi that doesn't have access to data? That's an issue. What about Labanta that are completely computer illiterate? It's a challenge. So I want to go to sort out the youth issue. It needs a multifaceted approach. I mean, with the rise of alcohol, vapes, and drugs, the lifespan of youth has decreased a lot. And with these things continuing, it means the future of the country is at risk, because those people that are tasked to carry the baton and move the country forward, they don't have skills, they're not economic empowered, they're not educated, and now the health system is failing them. So yeah, when I go see country go danger ganjan. And then worse, those people who are still getting contracts to train students, skills development, agriculture, those who are getting them connection, shortcuts, they are further causing a problem in the country. Because think about it now, you get the contractor 5 million to train them youth agriculture, you don't train them properly. What happens? You as a person, you got the money, but what did you cause in the country? A loss of 50 farmers. They could have secured the country in terms of food, which is very, 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 very bad. And then if you look at our agricultural institutions and the school fees they're paying, it's too much. Parents can't afford it. We wish NSFAS could be part of this agricultural space and help the children that way. Because with more farmers, England is open, and all these other things is open. Agriculture is important because it's the one industry that can create mass employment and mass business opportunities, because the only resource you need in Kabat, the skill, and the employed. It's happening.
And then can we go into maybe the case you have with social development?
All right. You see, each Department of Social Development have got many issues that hamper e-society from functioning. Right now, I've got a key issue in the social development because within my community, remember, we set up our NPOs to fix our challenges within our communities, to be functional in your community. But now, how can you be functional in your community if you don't given a space to set up a center, or given a space where youth can come and gather and know this is our safe space we are given? So my issue currently in the social development is that I was struggling with the Department of Infrastructure. The Department of Infrastructure is a department that's in charge of government land and government buildings. As you see right now in the country, there's building hijackings by foreigners. It's Department of Infrastructure that deals with that. But for AMA NPO, NAMA youth-led organizations that want those buildings, it becomes so difficult.
Yes.
Difficult in terms of one, we want isn't right, so we want to comply. There's too much red tape, more apply for that space. Two, there's not enough support once you solid that space. And then three, if food security inkinga, umhlaba mningi, ikanga ziningi, but there's no support to convert lezo ikanga lezo into food gardens. So here's the inkinga ezinazo. So inkinga yami beyikhona in social development is that right now there's a lot of funding that's available from my NPOs, but funding criteria rule number 1 to get funding is that you need to have land that's leased or with a title deed. So now, Maufuna Uxolisa Land, Department of Infrastructure tells you to know Bafuna X amount and needs to have an X amount in your account. Where you gonna get that as a youth? Because in a passion or any problem, and you believe good, okay, if I put these things, two things together, one step towards sorting out the country. But Department of Infrastructure makes that difficult. Issue number one. And then Masfika go Department of Social Development. It's like they do not have a clear understanding of the challenges that the youth are facing. I speak specifically to budget table this year. Manga check budget table kakulu is focused on drugs, agriculture, and sustainable livelihoods. The biggest of that budget goes to drugs this year, and it's not good. Sustainable livelihoods is much more needed. So under funding sustainable livelihoods, I couldn't access that funding this year because I didn't have land. So how to run a sustainable livelihoods program without land? And without that land, the department can't fund you. So right now, I'm having a big case with the Department of Social Development because now I'm a fully fledged NPO, fully compliant. I had an issue with land, which they knew about, but as departments, they couldn't speak amongst each other to create a solution for us as a civil society to flourish. So that was my issue with them.
And when it comes to that, like legal fees, how is that also? Because there's also another hill as well.
Oh,
Getting
my
proper
brother.
legal representation as well.
My brother, when it comes to the legal fees, it's also part and parcel of thinking as nazo.
Yeah.
Let me speak about it in this way. I started from the employees in government departments. That background noise really one thing. Okay. So let's start it from the government department level. Nah? Within the government department levels, you've got so many people that forget that they prayed for their jobs. Umuntu works in the government department tasked to serve the youth, but umuntu akhona is so careless about the youth. Abanye abamandi ukujikisa hayi buya kusasa. Sesivalile. Not knowing ukuthi le 370 yakho ye grant ugibele ngayo kuza lapho. 2, makufika ku government departments and leasing land, those fees that you must pay, it becomes difficult. 3, must figure to the legal side of things, it's even worse because now some things like drafting up contracts for employees, it's a problem. You need a lawyer for that. Even in lease, to overview a lease, you need a lawyer for that. But you don't have people providing those services. So amongst not having anything at all, there are so many other additional fees that make it even difficult to prosper in any way.
There's too much red tape, really.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
And it's everywhere with all, like even the police, like all the government employees, bro. Like they're just inadequate in their span, bro.
I mean, it's actually scary to show you the Department of Infrastructure will give you red tape to go and feel they're productive. But when a foreigner wants to hijack a building, it's easy for them to do that.
It's like in this country, it's easier to hijack a building. It's the easiest thing to do.
Yeah.
Because Oguki Victor, it takes a lot of law and legislation and all that. So even Department of Infrastructure, they are seeing all these people take over their buildings, but do not have the policies to address that. But Banama policy stop at Sina, South Africans with organizations, they can utilize those buildings in an effective way. They can benefit their country.
With good intentions as well, yeah.
Yeah, one. So it benefits giving Limaza youth. So that's just the key problem that you have in the country.
But corruption, I mean, it stems from the top. So that's why it's another issue as well. I mean, what's your take on the ongoing thing with Mkwanazi and Senzo Mkunu and SAPS being corrupt? And
you know, I don't like to speak about corruption.
yeah.
Addressing the country as a whole, but I'd like to speak about the corruption facing youth and how corruption causes a problem for youth. For example, now, I was very, very sad in March to discover that Northwest Department of Youth Development, 10 million rand was stolen there from a youth budget. And that 10 million was supposed to address various SMME support programs to help the youth start up business, this, that. So that money that was stolen, understand what he called so many youths with aspiration to do business, so many youths that were intended to come up with key solutions to create employment in the hood, because of that. So government corruption as slim as cool. I mean, you've got a lot of government departments that like to invite some youths to their programs, but those youth are just statistics and signatures for them to look like their message is being heard, or that society is receiving their message. But instead, those youth are just statistics. After those meetings, all those things that are promises, they never come into fruition. which further hampers the country. Because manje ugovernment asibiza ushayina ngathi mara ayisizi. So now check our audits and those things. Looks like these government departments, they are working, but they are completely dysfunctional. So much so that we came up with a solution as a group of NPOs in South Africa. We've got our own WhatsApp group that we've created with over 2,000 NPOs. Guti, how about we set up a youth ministry that's tasked, right, to oversee whatever budget is directed for the youth. If we had to, as much as there's a youth parliament, we need to have a youth ministry that deals with overseeing what happens to budget, youth. You see, if we had to do that, corruption, and then these programs could come alive and truly represent what they speak about.
And then when it comes to NWS, substance abuse, is programs as well here as well, yes.
Yes,
on the side.
yes. Right now, EUPS has been incubated by a Central Drug Authority as a championship organization. A championship organization basically means us in partnership with the Central Drug Authority, we are tasked on offering substance reduction awareness programs in the communities. You see, to target AMA substances, you don't only need AMA rehab, but you also need abantu abazokuza before the issue happens.
Yeah.
You also need abantu abazokuza via in industry like in sports, in music. So we take that holistic approach as EUPS to address those things. So to answer your question, for example, this year, on June 16, we had an event that was called Wheels and Goals. It was a soccer tournament, but not only being a soccer tournament, also part and parcel of that tournament, it gave us a platform to address the youth about our substance-related programs. Being drugs, how drugs can affect you, how drugs can affect your health, economy, and your cognitive abilities, how it can hamper you in sports. So sports is one way that we address substances in the community. And also we do that with our various life skills games. You see, we've got an approach called critical cross-field outcome-based education, which means our programs, they go across multi-sectoral organizations. So within those multi-sectoral organizations, there's various challenges. Drugs also come up. Lack of skills also come up. So as is addressed, but not in that traditional boring way. For example, we've got a life skills game here that we created, I think 8 years ago. That game is a soccer game. But while playing that soccer game, there's certain questions that get asked. Like, what are the dangers of drugs? Basically, I should drugs and do this and this. That addresses substance abuse at the ECT level. And then for older people, we have, isn't just Fanabumjita Mondays, whereby we sit down and we have that narrative. Because AMA drugs are not only used for recreational purposes. Some people rely on them because they're depressed. Someone's got no one to talk to. Abanye just don't have a place they belong. But by creating a safe space also for these youth to come to and address these things, we also contribute to the solutions in the drugs program.
Since opening EUPS, like how many testimonies do you have, like of people who enrolled in the program? That have gone on and changed their life from, wherever they were before, and because of EUPS, they were able to gather information and, create a different mindset from that.
We've got many testimonies, and not only testimonies, also in our stats. For example, I think between 2020 and 2022, we reached 2,000 plus youths with our online learning program in partnership with Microsoft, where they were given various soft skills or in-demand skill sets to help them become more employable and functional in this fourth industrial revolution. Before youth became this big, best dealer ngama one-on-one support services for abazali, where our parents could come to us and say, yazi umntanami unenkinga yama drugs. Can you refer him to rehabilitation? We've done many of those referrals. Also, our partnerships with the municipality, Magnama program or Magnama tender apumile. that have a power to create employment, also partner with them in that way. Good to select these opportunities to ama youth in that manner.
Are there also mentorship programs as well?
Yes, also have a lot of mentorship programs. One of our mentorship programs is in partnership with Mangwabangwenya Foundation. Him being a renowned soccer star from a Crystal Park, he's also contributing to being a youth solutions architect by using his experience to mentor these young boys in soccer and using his wrongs to teach them how to do right, for them not to fall into that space and that career crippling challenges that youth sometimes face within the sports industry. Not only do we focus in the sports industry, but also in the creative industry. We also have a platform whereby we call our artists to sit down and then amongst artists speak amongst themselves. You know, once you get AMA life skills programs that you can partner with your talent, you are able to deal with AMA challenges much more effectively. Okay, yes, you're a talented singer, but I was against the budget. You don't know how to manage yourself. You don't know how to have a routine. That creates problems in itself already. So AMA mentorship programs actually deal with such things. Because once we package you as a person, you are functional in any space and any environment.
So with these programs, not online, here only, when do they run? Like because there's a lot of different programs. Like when do they run? Maybe on a Monday, are they like a school, basically, like a normal high school or primary school or whatever?
Okay.
Is there like a timetable where kuzoba nalaba abe soccer and then kuzoba like,
or like a time frame, like agriculture 2?
Okay. So in this new center that we just moved into, we're about 2 months in this center and 2 months in this community serving them. So the services that we are currently offering, right, open to the community, is one, skills development, right? Skills development talks to isn't just plumbing, agriculture, and so forth. 2, job placements. Those with experience, we align them with job opportunities. 3, entrepreneurship, whereby we teach the agricultural side of things and not only focusing on agriculture, but also business in itself. So sibiza entrepreneurship, that program. And then lastly, sine social outreach program. So with these 4 programs, as I saw, 1, AMA youths that are between 16 and 35, right? Abangafundi, abanganamalama varsity, they come to our center. But should youths start join your agricultural training program, right? They get placed there. Abanye bazo figure out tina we asifundanga isikolo, but it's good ngezandla. Those people, there are various programs they can do, like tissue manufacturing here at the center. We've got a program that's manufacturing on tissue. I'll show you that machine going forward. I'm losing my train of thought here.
Oh, you're speaking on the different programs, yeah.
Yes. So right now it's our program iPhone that we are offering to the community. One would be our advice and referral program. This is basically the youth coming in here. Guys, I want to register a business. How do I go about it? Especially now with the sponsor shop license, a lot of people are coming into us, inspiring entrepreneurs, how to get a sponsor shop license and so forth. That's the advice and referral. Our second program is the skills development program. That one is targeted as umuntu oqedile isikolo or oqedile grade 10, maragana skill. Uyakwazi ukuzala kithi athole other agricultural skills, business skills, plumbing or welding skill, right? After lapo, we've got another program, job placement. Job placement, you are qualified, you are graduates, but you're not doing nothing. So we look for those opportunities for you, right? And then lastly, would be our community outreach. In community outreach, which is when you go into the different communities, food gardens, like the soccer tournament we had in June 16, I'm a community outreach now, whereby we go and create awareness in the community about the various things. And then added to that is our new program, which is our after-school support program. That also is a program that's headed by the National Youth Service. Under that program, we have employed 30 youths from this community to help abantwana at primary school level with AMA homeworks and those things that affect them. So those are the 4 programs that we are currently spearheading in this community.
Yeah. So they all run like every day, per day. There's a certain time they run.
Okay, right now, as you know, it's now 2 months this move in the center here today.
Yeah.
So having moved into this center, we are currently recruiting all these youths. Manje sathi database, we basically have I'm working until manje nge-1st August, then we start kicking off the center fully. So kicking off the center fully basically means we're gonna have our 20 youths that come in here already, sebakhona ku database for agricultural training specifically. So labo bayeza, that should be 9 o'clock until 2 o'clock. And then from 2 o'clock, we've got a current program that's running now for work integrated learning. So that one is we have experienced farmers who also come in here, experienced in the terms of education, but not practicality. They come in here, but about practical job, which helps them also. You see, those are the things that we do.
So anyone who wants to get involved can just come here or reach out to you also via the YAP's website.
Anyone who wants to get involved, they can do it in the following manner. One, our criteria is simple. Be a youth, open an ID, not educated, employed or trained. You are very, very welcome to come here. All we need is for you to be willing to be transformed and to you to work with the program for the program to work for you. So as discriminate against Muntu, as Toshi Muntu, right now we don't have a lot of things going because we're still setting up this center. Mm-hmm. But as soon as sit down at the center towards the end of this year, Sabesquazi will host a whole lot of different youths. Ama creatives, ama coach, webola, and those things. You see, because it's not only abantu bezandla kuphela and cognitive people, also sports and creatives. So yeah.
So in terms of employed a few people to help you run the program. So since you have people that help you, do you also teach sometimes, or you let them do?
Okay. I think let me speak about the National Youth Service, right? 2023, 2024, YOUPS was under incubator program with the NYDA. This incubator program was basically to capacitate our NPOs in terms of compliance and being functional, right? And then after having finished that program, some of us were chosen as implementing partners in the country. So YOUPS was chosen as one of the implementing partners for Gauteng under the National Youth Service. So under the National Youth Service, now we are trusted to, 1, give sustainable livelihood programs, right? 2, to deal with food security programs. 3, to deal with life skills programs, right? So now, those programs, for them to be able to roll out, YOUPS has hired AMA facilitators, right? These facilitators, most of them are coming out of the school teachers' assistants. See, that program ended in the school, so all of them are sitting at home. Yeah. So we absorb those people to come here, and then when they come here, we employ them as facilitators to facilitate our program. So right now, as implementing partner for YOUPS, we've got about 18 trained facilitators that are ready to go and roll out our life skills program in Limpopo, Northwest, Mpumalanga, and other parts of Gauteng. Those trainers are already trained and ready, just waiting for a budget to be released by National Youth Service for them to go and do that, right? So now that speaks to our program, life skills. Our training programs like agriculture, I don't do that training, right? We have qualified facilitators who come and do that because we want to increase the quality of the education in the youth. And then over and above that, remember, corner various SETAs, Sector Education Training Authorities. SETA are basically the bodies that govern various skills and various departments, right? See now, for example, for agriculture, we are accredited by AgriSETA. When they are created by AgriSETA, it means the training programs that you give, you don't just thank the students for attending at the end, you give them NQF relevant qualifications. Like right now, our agriculture is NQF level 2, mixed farming, farm management, in the plant production. So in order to have NQF level 2 qualification, there's a certain amount of time that you need to attend the class in, which is 1 year. And then in that 1 year, you need to have a qualified facilitator to train you. You see, so tonight, you see, UPC, we provide that platform and we hire the relevant people to give out the proper training for the people. Right. That's what you do.
Okay. So you oversee these things and you kind of delegate certain things.
Yes.
Okay, interesting.
So, yes, we are a school, essentially, but not a normal school, a multi-skill center. A multi-skill center meaning we cater to various youths with core needed skills in society. But in order to make sure that that transfer of skill is done properly, is by hiring qualified educators to do that. That's what you do.
And then can you take us around as well so we can see? People can see as well.
Yeah. I'd be more than happy to take you guys around. This center right now, we are able to finally host a workshop without to hire Matende, because we've got a nice big venue there to do our trainings. We've got dignified classrooms now where people can come and sit down and study in a proper manner. Unlike some NPOs who are still struggling under trees and such things, not undermining their efforts. But it's also very important for our civil society organizations to try and find dignified spaces for where that can attract the youth to also come and feel good. I'm part of a real school where I'm studying. So Magulagula Centers are one of the various things that you do, and hopefully other youths are also going to be inspired to come here, and the parents will also bring their children here to be empowered with various skills. Because being umzali unganamali doesn't mean that it's hopeless or it's the end for your child. As long as the child has an idea and they're willing, they can come to UPS, and here they will be in a safe space whereby opportunities are created, mental coaching is available, and various life skills to help them go back into society as fully fledged individuals, mentally empowered, economically empowered, and psychosocially empowered. That's what we do.
Beautiful.
Any last thing you want to say before you take us around?
Right. So the greatest achievement that's achieved this year is being part of the National Youth Service. The whole intention of the National Youth Service is basically taking our youths, equipping them or aligning them with opportunities for employment, but not only creating employment for them. While being employed, they get to solve key problems within the country. So that is the National Youth Service. So being part of that has allowed us to have, it makes us a very functional tool within our community, because now our youths are getting employed. As much as they're getting employed using their qualifications, using their talents, and using their skills. Their education being dropout graduates, they get jobs. Our creatives, they get to help the children with indigenous games, soccer games, and so forth. Meaning, while we're creating this employment, we don't create employment based on but what can you contribute to solving the country? And in your contribution, what happens? You get hired and create employment for yourself. So it's a great platform for us, and then we hope to see via the National Youth Service will be more impactful in our communities, because now until 2030 the focus is on the youth, but a holistic approach is needed, or a multifaceted approach is needed to solve these challenges, and the National Youth Service is one of those things that we pride ourselves as being part of, because like that, EUPS has got now a more relevant stance in the community, and it's got a reach, a provincial. At the end of this program, UPS will be a national NPO, and that's all through incubation here NYS. So we started regionally, now we are provincial, and after 4 years we'll be national. So meaning that all our programs will now be run nationally in the country to solve community. That's what we do, and that's our goal. So we believe ukuthi masisiqedile ngegoal yethu nemission yethu ne umntana makaphuma la egate lale center, that child has got the skills to be employed. That child has got the skills to create employment for themselves, and that child has got the skills to be food secure. Being food secure means you can plant at your house the food that you need for your normal dietary requirement, grow it, and be able to eat from it. That is the perfect vision that we have for the youth. Our youth that are equipped, empowered, and functional citizens in their community. That is all.
You're really changing the world.
We're trying our
Changing
best.
the world for sure. Yeah.
Remember our tagline is each one, reach one, teach one. One by one, we solve the country's problem by solving one youth at a time.
There's a saying also that says, you can't change the world until you change yourself. And once you change yourself, you can change everyone else.
Right.
Yeah. So,
And then if the youth is safe, the country is safe going forward. So lastly, we'd just like to put this solution across to the government. You see, youth challenges are not that serious. And they don't need a lot of creativity. If government had to take these 3 key approaches, 1, put more support and more focus into skills development. And not only using government funds, but also inviting the private sector into this space. 2, allowing organizations such as UPS and other training institutions to tap into the educational system. Because right now, the Department of Education, the education they give is good, but it's not in alignment. There's many of us that can contribute meaningfully to the education system to allow more people who finish school with matched skills for what demands the country. And then lastly, for the government to invest more into the health sector. Because if we are invested in the health sector, it basically means the youth will have a longer lifespan. And by them having a longer lifespan, it means them being able to work and contribute to the country in a longer term. So all the education and everything that's been invested onto them will now benefit the country in a longer scale. That's it. That's how the government can sort out the country, using that 3-faceted approach.
quick question before we close it. What is the lifespan of a normal youth, actually?
Oh, okay. Right now, besides looking at the statistics, look at how many youths are getting killed via social media. Hey, have you seen that our sisters are invited on social media, they're getting killed? Car accidents are on the rise. Children are being used for ritual murders. Youths among themselves, because of a crime, they're killing each other. So the life expectancy of youth has decreased a lot. Not because of the health system, but because of the society in itself. Drinking and driving, drugs and what. All those things affect the youth. I can't give you the exact stats. But that it's normal to see parents burying their children these days. It's became a norm. And like that's a gloom.
Yes. Wow. This is a wake-up call. It's a wake-up call for sure. So thank you for having us a lot. Thank you. So we are food. We
also appreciate you guys for continuously giving us this platform to reach out to society, letting them know what you do, getting the message across to the youths, letting them know about our services. And then more than this, we hope that with the people we're going to reach with this podcast, more of them will come to the center and get the relevant help that they need, because that is what we're here for. And then using your platform and other platforms, we're able to put ourselves out into society. City's corner la, Swindon Caesar Youth, Wazan.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, she told me that also.
Okay. We're gonna go quickly on a tour and see the whole place, and then this is the wrap for the podcast. Thank you so much for having us. I don't think that question is Saibuza because le Sibuza Anjalo.
Yeah, we've asked.
Okay, we've asked. Okay.
In my head, it's still recording, you see?
Yeah, still recording.
My vision for Iward 24, right, is a 13-year-old on a Saturday. Avuge ageze, azibuza ukuthi what can I do today in our community. That child should be equipped with the options of, I can go to the tennis courts and play basketball. I can go to a youth center and get some skills. I can go to a youth center and be a group of youths that are doing something impactful in the community. Where youth can wake up and be employed in their neighborhoods using an EPWP program, Expanded Public Works program, like Ukunda Uchani in the community. It's a problem. And it's no longer a tender, so EPWP program. Imagine if we had to take all these youths and employ them there. Abanye menzi scholar patrol, abanye menzi community safety. You see, we create jobs and solutions for Makaswetu. So a perfect neighborhood for us is umuntu okwazi ukuvuka ekasi lakhe, abe empowered ngomsebenzi, nama skills without kudinga itaxi. That is a perfect Ward 24 that we're aspiring to create. Tamko.
Wow. Beautiful.
So,
Yeah, beautiful.
Beautiful. We're very inspired.
Yeah,
We're very inspired. Very inspired.
That's beautiful, man. That's banging. It's all.
yeah. Okay. Hello, guys. Hello, youths. Hello, farmers. Hello, unemployed youths. Welcome to UPS, our multi-skill center. Come this way. Let me show you what we do. So this is our center, as you guys can see. It's a multi-skill center. Our events venue, I'll tell you for my events and stuff. So when you guys are here, you know, with as much as a training there, you've got your toilets there, and you can cater to a large number of people. Here is some of the practicals that we have. I mean, a cabbage there, you see, because we believe it's something called foodscaping. Instead of utshani kuphela, rather plant food at your house. So this is what some of our farmers do at the camp, and this is transferred at the program. So this is our seedling production area. This seedling production area, we basically train these farmers how to plant and so forth in this area. But the reason why we built this area is also for disabled people to see that they can contribute to agriculture. Because as a disabled person, you just come here, sit with a wheelchair, and able to plant our seedlings. You see? And then the whole strategy behind this seedling production is that after training these people how to do seedling production, they can go back to the communities and sell these seedlings. So that's an income generating strategy. So I'm going to take you to our center just to see the other things that we do. So welcome, youths. It's our reception area. And as you can see, we are 100% compliant. We've got a health certificate and accreditation. Wonderful. Then here, remember the 4 programs I was telling you guys about? This is called the Advice and Referral Center. This is basically where youth can come in to find out various informations about careers and so forth. This is the Advice and Referral Center. One of our classrooms, as you can see, we keep it at a minimum so that we get that in-contact learning. Not where the classes are crowded, information is lost due to noise. So we have very, very small classes to make sure that you get that. Another one of our classrooms. Very, very nice, comfortable, dignified, always. This is where the magic happens. This is our boardroom. And then this is our life skills game that I was telling you guys about. This is our best life program in Big. This is our flagship program that we're using under the National Youth Service to train the rest of the country. Very, very interesting game. Using education and entertainment to empower the people. Like, if I had to get into this game, I'd tell you guys so much. But this is basically a real life simulator. Right. If I should give you a small breakdown about that's life, no? You see the starting point, no? The starting point, basically, this is the start of your life, right? So, in the start of your life, for example, you need identity document. you need education, you need occupation, you need accommodation. That's in the starting phases of your life, right? So as you play these games, you're gonna go through these various stages. And then after that, you're in the second stage of your life, right? When now you need social activity, you need a driver's license, furniture, transport, all in game format. You teach people all these things, but in game format. For example, study loans, car installments, furniture. People don't know about those things. I'm not back these days. I want to send you more to balloon payment. So through playing this game, they get a real life simulator of what it is to be a child, to be an adult, and a father. Because in the last stage of the life, there's when you deal with investments, cash in hand. See, this is the last stage of your life. So this is a real life simulator that takes you through the high school until parental stage. But all in game formats. Very, very, very nice game. This program is the one as youths that we're using to go and train the 4 provinces under the National Youth Service. This is our own custom program that we've created, and this is a real life simulator of advanced life in small format. So when they play the game, they play it in this size. Very, very, very interesting. Oh, and then lastly, I told you guys, as black agriculturalists, we strive, which is Pumepambi. This is my hemp permit. So I want to the mistaken hemp and cannabis. That is 2 different things. In Zango, but in Zango, get the wood and material. So we are licensed to do that. Very, very good thing. And then also, that incubator program I was telling you guys about, that you graduated from on the NYDA.
NYDA.
Yeah.
From last year.
100%. So I told you guys with this school thing, I've been running it for a long, long, long time. This is, I used to be in Recruitment College, so I used to run a cafeteria corner. So these are just some of the content from over the years. So this school thing has always been a passion of mine over the years.
Yeah.
Always been my passion. So seeing myself right now with this thing coming together, it's a dream come true. Okay. Just for you guys, I pause. So just waiting for the relevant support to come in.
Is the what?
Computer center now.
Oh.
Yeah, for all the online learning and so forth. That's where they come. But it's still under construction and development. And then here, we just received a sponsorship to start a fish farming and chicken project here. So as you can see, I'm busy chopping down these trees. So, like next time, next month, there'll be a full fish farm here. Full fish farm with a room in kuku. So this chicken shit, that chicken goes and feeds the fish, and then that water we use it for hydroponic system. So this also a planning development. So you're going into fish farming in a pool. Then another program of ours is receiving the accreditation of welding, right? So basically we build these. So for those who come to us and do a 1-month welding course, those students who come out brilliantly, we create employment for them by them coming every Saturday to create this. We build this thing from scratch. So now 6 levels children number bleeding upon. The wonderful thing about this is that it's a green toilet. So when you flush the water, that water that you flush with goes cleaner, market the wheel into the toilet. There's some washing eyes and so the special pump. I'm not going to for Pezudu, as well as we said. So it's a very, very nice thing. Lapaya says there's something called a mobile shower. You're going to see when you come with it. Like very, very, very nice. So you see, with our students are welding, not only do they come to UPS and get the skill, but they also have an exit program building this. So that's very, very important. And this is what it looks like as a start. And then from this, develops into that. So youths, we don't only instill you, but also create a solution for you, whether it's placing you in employment or a business opportunity. So that's what we do in a nutshell.
No, this is amazing.
So this land also gonna start planting the hectically. That whole space at the back there is for farming completely. And then, but you'll see by the end of this year, we'll be completely finished with our center. We're just collecting. So that next thing will start running very soon. So this is a place we use for ama trainings, amakhulu, for events and such things.
I thought it was a cafeteria.
No.
You could someone selling food over there.
So the one in Centralite is you've got all the space to utilize to make sure that the youth are dignified and well catered for. Right. So yeah, this is youth in a nutshell. This is a new youth. I'm happy that you guys came. Cecil Aguma, foundational developmental stages. Don't have a lot of things going, Manje, but as you can see, the plans are great. But all this land at our disposal that we cannot wait to use to empower the youths with. Because food security is very, very important in the country. So this is what we do.